Hi guys and welcome back to the Betty Hall Clinic. Well, it's going to be another pickups video. I've got 2 new systems, I've got games from 11 different systems, I've got a whole bunch of collectibles, so let's take a look at what I've picked up so far Q2 2018. Well, we'll kick this off with the 8-bit. It's still warm now, isn't it? Bank holiday in the UK, fantastic weather for a change. I'm not sure if we've broke any records for this time of the year. I'll tell you what, scorcher. Last 3 days have been absolutely baking. But anyway, back to the more interesting stuff. My good friend Laura Gill managed to help me pick up a Spectrum. Yeah, it's a little bit dirty, a little bit battered. But you know what a fantastic machine. But I didn't just stop there. Because back in the day when I was, a kid, you were either a Spectrum owner or you were a Commodore owner. I was a Commodore owner, Commodore 64. But my friends all had that version of the Spectrum. And I saw this, it was going cheap enough, I couldn't help myself. There's a big nostalgia for this type as well. The rubber keys used to get hammered because, well, as you can see, where'd you plug your joystick into it? So, as kids, let's say they were playing Daley Thompsons, the fingers would be going crazy trying to batter those keys. So what you did was you picked yourself up a joystick interface. Like that one. And what this would do is, you plug that into the back of your machine, and it would allow you then to, well, basically plug a joystick into it. But it didn't stop there, because obviously they kept on building and developing the system. So what you had to do was get a RAM expansion, like this one, a cheetah RAM expansion. Well, that's what I've got here. And then what you would end up doing is plugging that in the back of your machine, like so, and then plugging your joystick expansion into the back of that, which for us at the time just seemed absolutely crazy. You'd have these things balanced because obviously it would give a little bit, but that's how you played bigger and better games and plugged in your joystick. It was the only way of doing it. Where us Commodore owners, you just plug it into the machine. Of course you do. But I noticed on one of the boxes, which I thought was really quirky, and I'm going to try and point it out to you. I have to put that down before I break it. People think that we were crazy about them. Where did you pick up your games? Well, I picked them up from Boots the Chemist. I don't know if you can make that out. Boots the Chemist. Yeah, that's where it was a fantastic place to pick up all your games back then. A few of the games that I've actually got with it as well. Airborne Ranger. I had that on the Commodore as well. Fantastic game. War in Middle Earth. Now, if I remember correctly, this is a bit like a text adventure, but it's been that long since I've played this. Now, this next game, the box is absolutely battered, but it did win Game of the Year, and that's Valhalla. Fantastic game. And then I'm really nostalgic about these because I did play all of them, and I had them all on the Commodore. Match Day. The fantastic Space Harrier. This used to get hammered. Skeet shooting. Hypersports. Fantastic game. And this one, I've done a video on it recently. The incredible Ghost and Goblins. But just sticking with the 8-bit for a moment, there's the first lot of games. I picked up some for the Commodore 64, but again, I just couldn't help myself. Not the original case, but the fantastic Ghostbusters. Now, this game my friend Martin, I think he's the only person I know that's actually completed it. This is complete in the box, and it is the fantastic Impossible Mission. Brilliant game, absolutely brilliant. We were gobsmacked at how the guy used to run across the screen. It looked so real back then. Now, these next ones, the box art is incredible on these. The first one I'm going to show you, they're all a series of Beyond Software. Shadowfire, brilliant game. And of course what came after that was the Enigma Force. Now these next ones, the boxes are proper battered. I will repair them. And that is the incredible Lords of Midnight. This next one, my friend Andrew Burns. Oh wow, we used to spend hours playing this. And that's the incredible Spy vs Spy, but this is the Island Caper. Now this one I originally got off my friend Kenny Paul. Unfortunately he's no longer with us. He passed away many years ago. But PSI Warrior. And, see if I can pronounce this properly, Pisatron. All incredible games. I want to try and go for a complete collection of these. I've got my eye on Superman as well. Not quite literally, but I'd like to really get all those completed. And then the last one, which when I first played this I thought it was absolutely incredible. And it was, for what it was back then. And that is the original big box version of Alien. You know, what a brilliant game. What a brilliant game. Right, still staying with the 8-bit for a moment. I haven't even got a case for this game. It was something a little bit different. I think it was something they were trialling almost. It didn't take off, obviously, because there's a limited amount of information you can fit on one of these. But it's for the Master System, the Sega Master System, and that is Hang On. And it's actually the card that gets plugged into the system. Different. Great game, fantastic game. But you don't see many of these. At least I don't see many of these. They're obviously out there. There must be more games. But I've got a sneaky feeling it's more for maybe the Japanese market rather than ourselves. I don't know how well these things did or did not take off, certainly in Europe, because I never had a system in the day back then. But not had it. I'll have to get a case for it. I'll have to get a cover for it. But happy to have that in my collection. Right, these next games I've got to show you from systems that got very little love this time. Don't know why, it's just the way it goes sometimes. But I picked up one game for the Dreamcast, and that is Trick Style. Not played it yet, not a chance. Looks to be like a skateboarding type game, looking at the back of it. Looks interesting. I'll give that a blast at some point. For the Xbox, I picked up Panzer Dragoon Auto, which is again a bit of a classic now. Not as dear as I can't remember what it's called now. I think it's Panzer Dragoon Saga. You know, silly prices that goes for, but a good game in its own right. And I also picked up 2 games for the Wii. Red Steel. Not played it yet. Looks quite quirky. Looks maybe some sort of action hack and slash. I don't know. You tell me. And this last one is Trauma Centre. Now, looking at it on the back, I don't know, it just looks as if I've got to go in and maybe perform operations, which does look quite quirky. So I will have to maybe give that a little bit blast sooner rather than later. Right, sticking with Sega, but we're going to move on to the Mega Drive, or Genesis, depending on where you are. And we'll start off with this first game. It was supposed to be the next best thing. It was a pile of old turd. Pit Fighter. It's an awful game. A really awful game. But you know what? It was that cheap. I've not got it in my collection. I have now. I'll probably play it for once and then that'll be it. It'll stay on the shelf. Mercs. Not a chance to play this yet. Looks like to be a run and gun, if I'm honest with you. So can't wait to give that a go. This next game, fantastic film. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. Obviously you play certain levels, because it's a platforming game from what I can remember. You play certain levels, supposed to be from the film. Next one is Tiny Toons. Again, I reckon that's a platformer, not really reading into it too much. This next one, I suppose it is a helicopter flight simulation. I've never played it. LHX Attack Chopper. So, not a chance to play that one yet, but can't wait. We'll give it a blast at some point. Obviously, if it triggers something, it'll get hammered. Now, this last one looks to be a bit like, I don't know if it's a Golden Axe rip-off, or maybe it actually came out before Golden Axe, I don't know, but it's Blades of Vengeance. Not had a chance to play it yet, but it looks really, really interesting. So, and you know, the box art, you know, almost looks like something out of Lord of the Rings, doesn't it? Look at fantastic box art they had back then. So, can't wait to give that a go. And that gets rid of the 8-bit, 16-bit generation. Right, sticking with Sega, but moving on up to the Saturn, I managed to pick up Fighters Megamix. But I also picked up at the same time International Victory Goal. It was only £1 and it came bungled with this. You know, the Fighters Megamix looks fantastic, I must admit. The Victory Goal, well, you know, it looks half decent, but I doubt it's any FIFA. But we'll give those a go. I also picked up, because I have got the other version, this is Daytona USA, but it's the Championship Circuit Edition. So it is different. I don't think the other one does, but obviously that comes with the yellow disc. And again, a fantastic game. This was played back in the day. Brilliant game. If you've not played it, it is highly recommended. And this last one, do I remember seeing this in the shops? I can't remember. But it was Die Hard Arcade. You know, fantastic game. Disc is well, it's a lot scratched. I've had to get that professionally cleaned up. But, you know, brilliant. I can't wait to give this a blast. So, moving on. Right, for this next system, I try to show it some love, but half the time the games are so expensive, it's untrue. And that's the Amiga CD32. And I picked up Hemdal 2 for it. Core Designs. Don't know anything about it. Not a chance to play it. It's in my back catalogue to be played. This next one, I'm pretty sure this was an adventure game of sorts, but that's Dark Seed. So, again, not a chance to play it. Need to give that a blast. Now for this last one, I've had my eye on it for quite some time. I decided to bite the bullet, buy it now while it is complete in the box. And if you're into your manga, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about when I say Akira. There we have it. Big box game. And I'm just going to open this one up for you to show you. Because the game is out there, no problem. But that's how the game should come. Instruction. The main piece is the packing t-shirt. Now, I've had this out. It looks absolutely pristine. It's never been worn by the looks of things. And this is what you call a complete in the box. Not, oh, it's got the game and the instructions that majority of people try to sell them out there, but everything. And this is a brilliant find. It's worth an absolute fortune to somebody I know, and it's worth a damn sight more to me. And I'm really happy to have this in my collection. And that's the CD32 out the way. Right, moving on over to the Xbox. We're going to move on to the Xbox 360. I'm only trying to collect, if I'm honest, games that are unique to that system anyway. So I picked up 3 Forza games for it. Horizon 2, and Forza Motorsport 3. These are excellent driving simulations. If you've not played any of these, they come highly recommended. They're absolutely brilliant. Check them out. I also picked up Blue Dragon, which just looks breathtakingly beautiful. I really do need to spend the time to try and play some of these. Tenshu Z. Yeah, it's definitely Tenshu Z. I love the Tenshu games, sorry. I love the Tenshu games. You know, this one looks absolutely fantastic. It really does. Now this next one, I actually spotted it on somebody else's pickup video. And you know what, I thought, well that looks different. Yeah, alright, it's a little choice, the cover and that, but if you're into Killing Floor, or Killing Floor 2, Hack and Slash Zombies, you'll actually love this game. I will try to pronounce it. Is it Shababara? Bikini Samurai Squad anyway, but as you can see, it is a little choice. Sexy samurai sisters. But actually give this a go. I think it's brilliant. Just get past the fact that you're wielding a sword wearing nothing more than a bikini, and you'll thoroughly enjoy this game. And that's the 360 out the way. Moving on to my, well, it is my most favourite console. You will never find a more varied, amount of games on any one system, and that is only the PlayStation 2. There's no other system out there that has the variety of games that this system had. And I'll kickstart it off with Hurdy Gurdy. Beautiful cartoon graphics. If you've not played this, you really should be playing it. You really should be. Conspiracy, Weapons of Mass Destruction. Again, this is another game I've not had time to play yet, but just quickly looking at the back, it looks like sort of like Siphon Filter or Metal Gear sort of game, so interesting. It's been re-released. Oh, let's shove myself over a little bit. It's been re-released, this one, recently on the PS4, and that is the beautiful and totally different Okami. Very wacky, very Japanesey, but very rewarding game. Burnout. I've got 2 for Burnout. I've got Burnout 2 and I got Burnout 3. Again, if you like your arcade racing, you really do need to check these out. These are brilliant arcade races, fantastic games for the PS2. Virtual Fighter was one of those games that I originally played on the arcade machine all those many years ago, but I managed to pick up myself Virtual Fighters 4. Fantastic game, this. It really is fantastic. The moves, the level design, brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Moving on up to survival horror. I'm really into this sort of stuff at the moment, and that's Forbidden Siren 2. I've only sort of brushed the first one, so I've got the second one, so I really need to get a move on with the first one before I even touch this one. And this last game is a fantastic rail shooter. In fact, I remember some people saying it's not really a game, it's more like a little bit of a journey, and you hear fantastic thumping soundtracks on the way. You can actually pick up this game for the PS4, and it has a VR mode, which I think would be absolutely incredible, and that is Res. You've got to try this game out, certainly on the PS4 and VR. Just fantastic, absolutely fantastic. And that's the PS2 out the way. Right, before I go on to the last bit of the games, I thought I'd show you some of the collectibles I've managed to grab, some of the add-ons, some of the big ass joysticks I've managed to pick up. And you know what, I'll start off, it's a little bit of picture art, that's all it is. But it's from Devil May Cry. So these would have been obviously part of a collection. And let's just unravel that lot so you can tell. I'll try and show it you. Yeah, beautiful. Something a little different. Just quickly looking at that. Devil May Cry, Capcom. Release date winter 2001. A lot of this stuff would have just been handed out as maybe just before the game was actually released, some of it. Just to advertise the fact that, we've got this new game out, try and check it out if you can. but I've also got it a bigger version, Devil May Cry, and this is all photo quality, sorry. Highly collectible, very different, brilliant, just brilliant. And the last one is Devil May Cry 2, and again, it's photo art. Something a little different for you collectors out there that are into this stuff. You know, this stuff is available. Check it out. Sticking with the PlayStation theme for the moment, this next item, I wanted it so bad when I first saw it. My wife at the time said, if you get that, I'll divorce you, because it was so costly. It goes pretty cheap now, really cheap, shockingly cheap. That's the Modern Warfare 2. I'll just show you the box. It's the Prestige Edition, so it's the size of the box it comes in. And if you've got an idea of what I'm going to be showing you, it's the way the game came. So in there you had the game, obviously, but nice little book. Nice little photo book. I'll just quickly show a few pages. You know, fantastic. Again, proper collector's piece. I'll just, there we go, just the page. But the main piece of this, I hope I don't drop it, it's basically the night vision goggles. Now you can see on a, you know, little video I'll put at the side of this now. Wow, it goes from night to day. Bit weird. My wife said, "What have you got that for, you pervert?" It was just a bit of a toy that I wanted back then. But you know, I just wish it had gone. You know, remember when you hear them switching on the game and that, the films? If I could have had that, I'd have been laughing. But I don't know if you can pick that up. Probably not, knowing my luck. But you know, brilliant, absolutely brilliant. And I'll just take it off the headstand. And I have tried this out. It is fully working. Just a quirky man's toy, it really is. We're not difficult to buy for sometimes, us men. Night vision goggles, maybe the odd iPad. It's easy, innit? But I've wanted one of these so much since I saw them, and I'm really happy now to own it. Moving on to something really quirky that my daughter Sarah picked up for me. I got myself a PlayStation mug. Absolutely fantastic. But she didn't stop there. She also picked me up a Game Boy mug. Oh, fantastic. Thank you very much. I love these. These are brilliant, they really are. Thank you very much, Sarah. Moving on now to my big ass joystick. Oh, just lean over there and grab it. And that is the Thrustmaster. This really is a big joystick, and the reason why I got this monster, oh, it's just caught there, is for one game and one game only. The PS4 and the PC, and it's for Elite Dangerous. You can take full control of your spaceship with this, you know, pitch, the yaw, speed controls. Every button that you need to use is on here. It's fantastic. It just gives you that better control. You know, all the different buttons and everything. And it's a really, you know, these are getting they're getting a bit pricey. So I'm really happy to grab this one now. But what a fantastic game. If you're into flight simulations, then you've got to try that. It's a fantastic space flight simulation, Elite Dangerous. I played the original back in the day on the Commodore 64, and I thought it was the bee's knees. This is almost like one step beyond. It's fantastic, it really is. Let's check it out. And for my last piece, when I was searching through the bottom of the Spectrum, just to stick with the Elite theme, it is Robert Holdstock's book, The Elite Wheel. Sorry, The Dark Wheel, The Elite Wheel. The Dark Wheel. This is a brilliant little book. It's not many pages. You know, in fact, you're looking at 48 pages in total. I've not read this for over 20 years. Book went missing. I don't know what happened to it. Really happy to have this back, so I'm going to give this a little bit of a nighttime read. That's the collectibles. Let's move on to the last of the games. You know, I picked up my PlayStation VR recently. I even got a couple of dildos for it. The games that I got with the system were Resident Evil, Star Trek Bridge Commander, which is really good, I must admit, and the beautiful Skyrim. This is fantastic. I stood there for about 5 minutes watching a, was it a hoverfly? Dragonfly, that was it. Just watching a dragonfly. But I picked up a load more other games for it. I've picked up Battlezone. This is brilliant. I really do like it. It reminds me of Tron a hell of a lot. It really does. Check that one out. Drive Club. I lost over 2 hours playing this game. Just, yeah, carried on playing it. Took the headset off. Oh my god, it's so dark and gloomy outside. It's beautiful and sunny in there. Fantastic. This next one, I've not even opened it yet. Riggs. That looks brilliant. I've got to give it a go at some point. PlayStation VR Worlds. Oh, it's brilliant. If you follow my channel, The Shark Cage, it's fantastic. My wife absolutely cacked her pants being in that. All you do is stand there and have a look around, watch the little fishies. Brilliant. Check that one out. This is potentially the best get your words out. The best shoot 'em up for PlayStation VR, and that is Rush of Blood. This is brilliant. I thoroughly enjoy it. Again, if you're following my channel, you've seen me playing this. If you've not got it for your system yet, why? Just go out and buy it. It's that good a system. Sorry, that good a game. Get me too excited. And the last one, highly recommended. My daughter's already hammered it and completed it. I've not even touched it yet, and I must, because when I was round at Andy's playing on this system, this did look incredible, and that is Batman. Really, I've got to do this. I've got to give it a go. It's a very short game. You probably complete it in a couple of hours. In fact, that's what I've noticed with a lot of these PlayStation VR games. The majority of them can be completed in a couple of hours. But sticking with the PS4 games, I've done 2 videos on them now. They're so incredibly cheap out there. They really are. If you follow my channel, some of these you would have already seen. That games for under £20. When these games came out, they were 50, 60 quid. Some of them. You can pick them up now so cheap. You really can. So I've got Rise of the Tomb Raider, but this is the 20-year celebration pack, and it actually comes in its own little book. You know, there's the game, but obviously, you know, beautiful artwork. Sorry, just trying to angle that so you can see it. Absolutely beautiful artwork. Decided to go for this because it was so cheap. Why would I buy the normal game when I can purchase a collector's edition as cheap as I did with this? The Last Guardian, a fantastic game. You've got to check that one out. You know, stunning graphics. Uncharted, the Nathan Drake collection. I've already got all the original games in the PS3, but you know what? What? Sorry, Cat's decided to join us yet again. Go on, say hello. Bye bye. Well, I've already got the game for the PS3. Brilliant. Nathan Drake at his best. You know, so cheap. Under £20, you can't go wrong. Shadow of War, fantastic game. I've got the first one. I still haven't really completed the first one. I do keep going back to it though, as I will do with this one, I'm sure. Brilliant. These next two, I've already talked about them, I've showed them, because the two of them were less than £10 for the pair. You can't go wrong if you're into your, your stealth games. Just check them out. This next one took me by surprise. I wasn't really sure what I was expecting. The way I would describe Nier Automata is, if you are into your shoot 'em ups, get it. If you're into your hack and slash, get it. If you're into your platformers, get it. Because you know what? It's like all three combined. A brilliant game, fantastic visuals, incredible graphics, and it's got a fantastic soundtrack to go with it. You know, it's a must. It really is. Didn't even play the first one. Wastelands 2. Director's Cut. I haven't got a clue what it's about. Looks really good. Not got a clue. Not a chance to play it. I'll try and pronounce it. Is it Neuer? Sorry. I've got the original on the PS3. Again, this is going so cheap. I had to have it. Why not? So cheap. This next one, I've even got the original for the PS1. Diablo 3. Brilliant game. If you're into those type of games, I suppose it's a bit like a dungeon crawler. Check it out. Fantastic. This next game, it's actually about to become free. In fact, yeah, we're in the month, aren't we? I think it is now free for your PlayStation Plus. But I'm a collector. I want physical copies. Rayman Legends. It's a brilliant, beautiful game. Beautiful platformer. If you're really into your platformers, the days gone by, check it out. This next one, I can't even remember if I've even spoke about it. It's a bit like survival horror. It does take you back to the horror classics. But that is White Day. It's a beautiful game. I have played part of it. You know, you're in the school after hours and you've got a caretaker that's crazy trying to kill you. But it's a beautiful game. Check it out. Again, I can't remember if I've mentioned that one. Final Fantasy. I know I've done it on a game that's under £20. Beautiful games, but you know what, with this one, I think the world might be a little bit too big for me. I just seem to be doing a hell of a lot of travelling and not a lot of actual gaming. But it's a beautiful game. It might be one of those games you've got to play it for so many hours before you really start to get into the proper nitty-gritty. But it's a beautiful game. Now, this next one is Infamous Second Son. Now, I know I've actually got this, which I picked up as part of a collection, but this is a special edition version that was sold back in the day. I've not got anything else with it. You know. But again, it's just different. There's not many of these out there. I've searched the internet on how many people are selling this game in an attempt to try and buy it complete. And I've found practically none. Brilliant. Right, this next game seems to be the biggest hit at the moment. It's a really good first person, in fact it's not first, it's third person shoot 'em up. I thoroughly enjoy it. Now to buy this in a physical copy does cost a small fortune because the majority of it's free download. But it's Fortnite. I've got a physical copy, really happy. That's only ever going to go one way in value. I didn't pay absolutely full whack for it, I'm really happy for that. In fact, I probably paid about £50 off the full asking price. So it's a game that is going to make me money. But if you're into your third person shoot 'em ups, get that one checked out. Brilliant game. This next game did take a lot of took a lot of hammering in the press, and rightly so. and I have mentioned that in my pickups video for games under £20, but it's a brilliant game. I'm thoroughly enjoying it, and that's Battlefront 2. It's a fantastic game. You know, it's right now for buying. It really is. You know, those microtransactions, they're probably still on there, but I don't care. I really am enjoying the campaign, and the online bit's brilliant as well. This next game stole the show a few years back, and that is actually Bloodborne. This is Game of the Year edition. Fantastic game. Get that one checked out. And for my last one, Lords of the Fallen. Brilliant game. Again, if you get a chance, check that one out. Right, there you have it. That's my pickups video for the second quarter of 2018. I might be able to squeeze in another one before the 3 months are up. We'll see. Obviously, drop me a comment, leave me any messages. If there's any games on there that you've played that I've not, let me know what you think of them. You know, a lot of these games are right for buying right now, and certainly the PS4. And no doubtedly it'll be the same for the Xbox and the Xbox One rather. You know, it's a fantastic console, but I am literally only buying games for those that are unique to that system only. And certainly the PlayStation 4 has a lot more going for it at the moment, games-wise that is. Yes, the Xbox One X is the most powerful console on the planet, and if that's what motivates you, then get it. But if you want exclusivity, then it's got to be a PlayStation 4. They've got so many more games going for them, and Microsoft are going to have to do something. I can see them buying somebody big out. They might even buy EA. They've got the money to do it quite easily, and then all those exclusive games will move over to Xbox immediately. It's the only way I think they're going to be able to do it, because you know what, Sony just seem to do it better, and we all know the PS5 is going to be on its way. I still think the PS5 might make an appearance before year end, but my money's on really beginning of next year at this moment, but we'll just have to wait and see. Right, that's me done. I hope you've enjoyed this. Please give me a thumbs up, subscribe if you want more, and I'll catch you guys again. Thank you for watching. Take care.